y'all, welcome back. The month is coming to an end, which is strange because I thought August just started. Like, I'm kind of creeped out. But I watched a lot of movies this month. A lot of new movies came out. I did a lot of first time watches and rewatches, so let's dive into it. We're going to start off with one of my most recent watches, which was The Crow. The Crow is a reimagining of the 1994 film by the same name, where we watch Eric and Shelley lose their lives. Now, Eric loves Shelley so much that he is willing to do anything he can to bring her back to have a second shot of life. But to do that, he must sacrifice himself. This movie is heart-wrenching. It's everything. It was such a good movie. I know a lot of people didn't like it. I loved it. I haven't seen the original. This has made me want to watch it, but it was absolutely heartbreaking, and I thought the performances were phenomenal. This one's definitely still in theaters, so I do recommend you go check it out. The next movie I want to talk about that I saw in the month of August was Blink Twice. Now, I want to go ahead and talk about the marketing of this movie, specifically the trigger warnings that they gave. I appreciated that so much, and I don't understand why it's not standard. I know of at least one other movie this month that should have had a big fat one with it, but it didn't. But I really appreciated that they warned you what you were going into when you went into it. And I will say a little bit of it was a bit upsetting for me, but you work through it. It's okay. There was another movie that came out this month that I watched that was a little bit upsetting. We'll get into it when we get there, but let's talk about Blink Twice. Blink Twice follows a waitress who is working this event where this very big tech businessman is hosting something or another, some fancy rich guy dinner. But anyways, they pretend that they are guests. They take off their waitress clothes, they put on fancy dresses, and they pretend they're guests, and they catch the eye of this businessman who then invites them to his island where he holds infamous parties, and he owns this big island and it's secluded and it's scary. They get there and they know that it is not all what it's cracked up to be, and there's some whack stuff going on this island. I do recommend this movie. Like I said, keep those triggers in mind. There is a bit of like SA in it. There's abuse of power. Things like that. So I would look into the warnings that the movie itself told you was going to be in there and then make that decision. I think it's still playing in theaters right now. Next up, let's talk about Stream. Stream I'm not going to get too in-depth on because I did do an entire video dedicated to it, but it is from the people that brought you the Terrifier films, and it follows a family who check into this hotel. They think they're going to have a nice little vacation getaway, and they unknowingly sign up to be a part of a very sadistic game. And that is a game where 4 masked killers come in and compete for the most creative kills on the hotel guests. So it is a fight for survival. It's a game show. It's wacky. It has David Howard Thornton in it. It's incredible. Next up is another movie that I feel like I should put a little warning in there for you guys. It's called Strange Darling. Phenomenal movie. A few of the scenes were upsetting. It ends up not being what you think, and there's a twist, but for a second, it was really triggering for me. I had something happen to me when I was a teenager, and the main guy in it looked a little bit too much like the guy that I was involved with, and it was really upsetting to me personally for a second. Like I said, it ends up not being like that, but it was a lot for a second, so just keep that in mind when you're going into it. But Strange Darling is a movie best gone into knowing not much. So I'm going to tell you the briefest synopsis that I can. 2 people meet up for a night of consensual adult fun in a hotel room, but not everything is what it seems, and one of them is hiding a little bit of a secret. It was a mind mess up. It is such a good movie, and I recommend watching it for sure. I'm going to be watching that again and again and again. I need it to be on streaming now. But I'm also really glad that it's doing so well in theaters. I hope it stays there as long as it can because it is such a good movie. Now, the next movie was a rewatch. It was Smile. I showed it to a friend that had never seen it, and I was trying to watch it before I watched Smile 2 that comes out later this year. But that's another one. If you've happened to have not seen it and you know nothing about it, go in knowing nothing. It's a really good movie. It has some really good jump scares. It's cheesy at times, but the second one looks really good, and I am excited to see it. Next up, we saw the newest Alien movie, Alien Romulus, and I went into this one not having seen a single Alien movie prior. So I was a little confused. I looked it up and it said you don't technically need to see any of the others to enjoy this one. I was a little confused. It was pretty easy to follow up with and to figure everything out. I do recommend watching it. Maybe watch the others first. I heard someone say at least watch the original Alien first. It didn't make me want to watch the others. I don't think I'm the target audience for these movies. I don't really like spacey movies that much unless it's like an end of the world doomsday thing. Like, what was that one called? It's like what was it called? Oh my god, that's gonna kill me. I don't know. Anyways, well, like, Don't Look Up. Like, movies like that. I like those types of space movies, but this just wasn't really for me. It was a good movie, I will admit that. The CGI in it was really cool. But anyways, this film follows, sorry, I went off on a tangent. It follows a group of friends who encounter something they shouldn't in space. Do with that information what you will. Go see it if you want, or don't. Maybe watch the others first. I don't know. Next up is Trap, and we saw that in theaters earlier in the month, and a lot of people didn't like that movie. I don't get it. I thought it was very fun, but it basically follows a trap that is set at a pop concert that a serial killer falls right into. I thought it was really good. It was fun. It was really good to watch something that didn't have to be taken too seriously, because we've been watching films like Longlegs and Cuckoo where you really have to use your brain and figure out what's happening, especially with Longlegs. And this one was just an easy watch. It was fun and I enjoyed it. I don't know why people are saying it wasn't good. I loved it. Maybe they just weren't the target audience, like I wasn't the target audience for Alien. But speaking of Cuckoo, let's go ahead and talk about that one. I literally can't say anything about the plot because it will give it away. It's also best to go into that one knowing nothing, but it is a really mind-bendy, creepy, weird movie. There's a few good jump scares. Hunter Schafer nailed that shit. She was so good in that movie. But I recommend seeing this one, definitely. I don't know if it's still playing in theaters, but if it is, go see it if you haven't. And lastly on this list was a definite rewatch. It was Coraline. It was back in theaters for, I forgot which anniversary it was, 15th? 10th? I'm not sure, but I had to go back and see it. I adore this movie. I remember going to see it at a very young age and getting mortified. It is not a kid's movie. Like Beetlejuice, it is not a kid's movie. It is so scary. I know it is a kid's movie, but it's not. That is so scary to see as a child. Oh my god. But it got me thinking, I really want a Coraline inspired tattoo, and I kind of want to get the button like skeleton key. But I was trying to think of other things from there that would be really cool. But I think the button skeleton key would be cool. Speaking of Coraline, have you guys seen the Spirit Halloween stuff they have? They have like a bag and it's just her little doll, but like it's the bag. It is so cute and I am obsessed. I debate getting it every time I go in there. I just don't think I would carry it. Off topic. We went to Spirit Halloween the other day. I went with my aunt and my husband, and my aunt found in the Scooby-Doo stuff, they have a bag that's shaped like a box of Scooby-Doo snacks. She bought it so fast. I've never seen someone grab something so fast in my life, but it is the cutest thing ever, and I just needed to tell you guys about it if you didn't know. Anyways, that is all for today, and that is all for my watches this month. I'm really proud of myself. I wanted to start watching more movies, and by God, I did it, I think. But I will see you guys tomorrow.